nobody knows what to say. Feel like winter in America. The truth is there ain't nobody fighting because, well, nobody knows what to say. Truth is there ain't nobody fighting because, well, nobody knows what to do, what to do. Truth is there ain't nobody fighting because nobody knows what to say. Power to the people.
What was he looking at?
As I said, we're going to have a Q&A, and if you want, you can come on down to the front. And I'm going to turn the microphone over to Muhammad. How y'all doing this evening?
Good.
Let there be light. Oh, there you go. Oh, people. My people.
So hey everybody, my name is Eric Mann, and I'm director of the Labor Community Strategy Center, and also the Fight for the Solar Cities, and it's a great honor that these brothers are here from the Panthers. I'm mainly going to turn the mic over to them. But I just wanted to say one thing as a historian, and we have a thing called We Want to Hear From You, and if you'd like to work with us to build strategy and soul, let me tell you what I think the end of the film says, and then I'll turn it over to these brothers. My birthday is December 4th. On December 4th, 1970, I was in Chicago at Fred Hampton's funeral. I was with SDS on my way to prison, actually, where I was going to end up spending 2 years in prison for demonstrations against the war. I worked with the Panthers. I think the most important thing to understand is that the Panthers won. The Panthers were phenomenally successful. It doesn't matter what Huey did. Huey is one of many, many, many Panthers. The Panthers still exist today in the lives of the brothers who are here and sisters, such as Erica Huggins. We were pen pals in prison. I used to write her letters, and they would sneak it to me, and vice versa. The role of the state, the role of the government in crushing, infiltrating people, which they're going to do today, the internal problems of any organization. This organization lasted over 10 years. It went through every single potential phase, ran for mayor, did armed struggle, armed self-defense. It's a miracle that the Panthers lived. And I think they live today in the lives of every one of us who were touched by it. I think all organizations, or almost all, die. SNCC died, I was with them, Mississippi Freedom, but they died a good death, and they continued the movement going. We shouldn't fall into this depression that the system wants to give. The Panthers did this wrong, the Panthers did this wrong. You try to do what they did, and you would be thrilled if you could live half the lives that they have. So I'm honored to have been a friend of the Black Panther Party. And with that, I want to turn it over to these brothers.
All power to the people. Good evening. My name is Mohammed Mubarak, and I stand here with Michael McCarthy, who was a member of the party in Chicago two of my colleagues from Los Angeles, Gil Parker and Bernard Arafat. These two gentlemen were in the shootout at our central headquarters on 41st and Central. These two are survivors. I think you should give them a round of applause. The most significant thing that I think you need to understand is that during our tenure in the Black Panther Party, it was literally life and death and putting our freedom on the line every single day, 24 hours a day, being involved with what we were doing. There were over 40 Panthers that lost their life. Nearly 200 went to the penitentiary. There are some brothers that never got out of the pen to this day, since 1969. You need to understand that. When the Black Panther Party had its ultimate demise, after that took place, you had other people who wanted to start their own Panther groups. They were nothing compared to what we are. They did not go through what we went through. And in some cases, we consider them to be perpetrators of what we did. Now, this was a great project that Stanley Nelson, the black director out of New York, decided to do, and I think he did pretty well. He could have gone a little further in some cases in telling the story, because there's some aspects of the Los Angeles chapter that he left out, like Bunchy Carter and John Huggins. But I want you to understand the importance of the story, the rise and the fall of the Black Panther Party, and how the FBI played its role in undermining all the work that we put in and pitting us together, causing the split to take place. The fallout from the split still exists today. There were many people that got hurt. In some cases, people got killed as a result of the split. And all the FBI did was just stand back and watch. They were happy to see that happen. I just want to take a moment of silence before I hand the mic over to these brothers, for all those brothers that lost their life. Bunchy Carter, John Huggins, John Savage, Sylvester Bell, Fred Hampton, Mark Clark, so many brothers, Bobby Hutton, Steve Bartholomew, Tommy Lawrence, so many brothers and sisters, Sandra Red Pratt, Geronimo's wife. So I just want to have a moment of silence for those people that I mentioned and those that I did not mention. Thank you. I'm going to turn the mic over to my colleagues and let them share with you Michael McCarthy from Chicago.
We're going to give you all some time to ask some questions. I just wanted to just let you know a couple of things pertaining to the Illinois chapter and what happened with Fred Hampton, and also a little bit about the Rainbow Coalition. William O'Neill, our head of security, who was FBI plant, the height of his betrayal was what he did to Fred. But the thing that isn't in the film is that Had Fred not been shot in the head at the end of the raid, 2 bullets to the head, he still would have died. Because the night before, William O'Neal put 6 times the lethal dose of Seconal into his Kool-Aid. That's why Fred never regained consciousness throughout the whole entire raid. He would have died anyway. And it was talked about in the film how Asian provocateurs would set up people. That's one of the things that O'Neal did. Besides Fred, there are a lot of brothers who either went to jail or got shot or had to leave the country because of his madness. 1. 2, one of the greatest threats that the Black Panther Party was part of was the coalitions. Now, they talked about the young patriots. Those hillbillies wore a little black berets with little Confederate flags on them. A week after that scene that you saw with Bob Lee usually traveled with Hank Gaddis, who was essentially his bodyguard. The following week, he was up in the uptown area of Chicago, and he was by himself. The police saw him, they stopped him, they arrested him, they pulled him in the back of a police car to do who knows what. Some of those young patriots saw this. They put the word out. Those young patriots, those hillbillies came and surrounded that police car and forced them to let Bob Lee go. Think about that. Black folks and hillbillies working together, that was dangerous. That was dangerous, that was dangerous. There's more, but let these other brothers say something, then we'll get some questions in. Operative term, questions. Hold on, I got to give them a chance first. Okay, question.